great HP pool early either, so he's also gonna suffer from that.
They just last picked Pango and Ember. That's like a well-known unfavorable matchup. I think this is once again exposing Noob's limited hero pool by 24th picking into a counter. It is really good against Pango, or against Anti-Mage specifically. Anti-Mage hates playing against mana burn, so they have potentially 2 Diffusal builders now. One thing I really want to highlight about Coddle is there's going to be times where Anti-Mage would normally die on the map by getting Diffusal mana burned, and they don't have the damage to actually burst him, but he just can't blink away. And Coddle can significantly change that and keep him alive in crucial moments. One thing I like about the Coddle as opposed to Pugna is a Pugna decreps you to save you, which they have the natural counter of Shadow Demon Purge. But in the case of Coddle, he's Blinding Light to save you, which nothing on the side of Radiant counters. So I'm heavily leaning towards LGD's draft because I think Quest is really showing their limitations in this.
Earlier this tournament, they played in the group stage together, and PSG.LGD was able to 2-0 Quest. Let's see if they can make a start of the same one, or maybe Quest will have learned from their losses since then. We're heading over to OD Pixel and Fogged for game number 1.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Quest Esports against PSG.LGD. Very interested to see how, in particular, I think the carry matchups are going to be this game. Of course, Quest Esports, they're not afraid to slam that Medusa out. First pick for TO2000. The response from PSG.LGD is going to be the Shiro anti-mage. I mean, with all things considered, is this going to work? Is this going to be enough to beat that pretty much unbeatable TO2000 Medusa that we see?
I mean, it's a lot of comfort from Quest. It's comfort from LGD, but LGD, I would say, have a little bit more of these kind of counter picks. Just, is ET gonna actually work? But yes, versus Medusa, it's a kind of double, right, the way it works, because your aura isn't really the greatest in a lot of functions, but Stomp is a effective full stun.
Put him to sleep.
Put him to sleep, ignore him, go for the rest of the targets. Let's see, I'm gonna be looking at lanes a lot, because like they said, the Pango, it's picked into the Ember Spirit, and let's see how he's going to be able to do. Noob, he's a master of it, so maybe he's got some tricks up his sleeve to have that matchup go better. But yeah, super comfort from Quest, and we're in for a pretty exciting one.
Always fun to see the flare of the Amar off-lane Slark. It's frees have been made. You know, we sort of like the Midas route you can go if you have a rough lane. You know, Amar's got it covered. Stomps the lane great. If he doesn't, there'll be a backup plan.
I feel like it's like, this offlane Slark cannot keep winning, right, Owen? Like, this is gonna grief so many games. We have 4 Slark being played by Soxa at times, now 3 Slark. It's gonna just be, I don't know, this is gonna run pubs for sure. Amar, definitely abusing it. Likes to abuse in particular, I guess, the night vision as well, too. It is very annoying, right? It's like this anti-carry. He's just an anti-carry, right? I think that's just Amar in a nutshell. And it has been since the birth of Amar, it seems like. He just plays Viper, plays Razor, plays all these heroes, even Monkey King in the offlane to just try to shut down. If it does end up.
Might get the
numbers. Yep.
Why you Smiles in trouble? Noob and Amar coming in with a wraparound. Why you Smiles going down? Of course, Amar's got the point in the passive, ready to get that permanent agi. And he'll get first blood.
And already, I mean, maybe this is just for the first blood, but Noob takes shield crash immediately. So what we saw from Kiyotaka, he skipped it in the matchup. He actually went 2-0-2. We'll see if that's actually the approach, or if it was just for the... But yeah, Amar, he'll net the kill. Means he's going to start out with a pretty much full Wraith Band. He's going to have extra regen up here, too, to be able to trade with this ET and this Anti-Mage. And it looks like PSG.LGD is actually setting up for a first blood onto him.
I mean, I mean, they know that he's skilled passive first, obviously, so there's limited escape from R. If Planet's able to get some good knockback with a Blinding Light, maybe they could try for a kill.
They'll go for Omar. Yeah, it's a free kill.
Indeed. Nothing that Amar can do to help.
Oh, Planet took it though. I thought they gave it to Shiro.
Well, you know, he spent the time hanging around for that gank. He's like, you know, I'm going to add to this top lane with Why You Smile. I'm taking the kill.
But he didn't even throw his blood grenade. Why You Smile, dude? I mean, they have 2 blood grenades up here still, so...
They kind of want to go again. I mean, Planet will have the Blinding Light again in a couple of seconds.
How long are they going to stay it up here? You definitely don't want to keep splitting that XP the entire time, but potentially just want to get another kill so that you can set up this...
I mean, maybe this is their answer to the offlane Slark. They try lane the offlane Slark, make sure that he's pretty miserable.
Jawade's saying, I used to play back in the day. There was tri-lanes every single time 10 years ago.
Yeah, they're going to break it now.
Yeah,
Planet's going to go down bottom.
Don't blame them. They tried for that secondary kill. If you can push, if you get a kill on Omar there, then it's a Slark alone in that lane for like a full 40 seconds, so it could be difficult for him. Good attempt though. Sentry ward placed. While you Smile, he'll be able to get the D ward while he sends his spirit over and acquires damage. And Neo Couple denies, of course, since he was playing versus that dual lane at the start, but he's still got the 6. I'm going to be looking at mid overall quite a bit. As we said, Ember favored matchup. Let's see how much Nothing to Say is going to be able to do to put the pressure on like Niche just did.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of support movements, you know, who could be swinging by the mid lane early?
I guess for Quest, it's a little easier. I think for LGDs, they probably want to keep these. Until there's levels. More levels, I would say. Because then Planet can use like the chakra combo kind of stuff like that. But yeah, not just Planet trading.
So far on the top, Shiro's farm's been slowed down a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You know, so same for Mar. Definitely going to be a lane where, I mean, I feel it shouldn't be too easy for Mar this off lane. Because ET should kind of set up, if you're trying to trade with these two, once a few levels there on Shiro and while you Smile, they're just going to punch you back.
Yeah, I think the level 3 is, it's always the big thing for the other Titan, right? So once he's 3, this lane, it probably is going to get a lot harder for Amar, because then you can just trade. I actually was, I was wondering if he was going to go for the Aura, as they get aggro actually up here, up to level 2. Some good damage onto Y.
They are, but Stomps at the ready. Level 2, no point in the dark patch yet. We'll see him almost certainly take it at 3 MR, so he has the way to play around that sort of move.
And then we see why he Stomp, just in case of the aggressive play. But I did think he might play around Aura a little more.
Animal, yeah, he actually sticks with just maxing it, well, taking the second point in the Essence shift. Continues to have the favourable trade against the 2 melees in this lane.
He does have 2 Wraith Bands, since he did get that early first blood, of course.
He's ready to punch him.
Yep. I mean, maybe that'll be enough to trade versus even a level 2 Astral Spirit, since there's no Aura on the ET. Let's see. No, but he's not doing bad. 17-1 to 22-4. Hitting his own, but Nothing to Say is absolutely free. I think he's gotten every... maybe he missed like 2 or something. But almost every single last hit. Support movement. Kaori. I mean, they're both actually doing the same thing. Kaori, he's going to go stack. I think these 2 heroes are probably 2 of the better stackers. Shadow Demon probably the absolute best stacking hero in Dota. Kato also pretty damn good, especially today. Setup here. Set this up here. Can they get the kill with the blood grenade?
They can get some sort of block off with the swashbuckle from Noob, but it's under the tower. It's a little hard to continue chasing there, so
Close.
Planet will be allowed to escape.
Very good. The Planet, he's got a salve, so he's actually going to just be able to pop that one swing, and maybe he's going to look to play around the top lane now here, since Neo, he's gotten level 3, so he's over the hardest part of that lane bottom as Timber saw, so he might just be able to be left alone. It's a Medusa Shadow Demon lane. They don't pose really any kill threat onto this Timber so yeah, I'm curious to see what Planet's going to do now that he's got, you know, the map is kind of his oyster. Let's see where he looks to pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that top lane might need some help, because the way they've been able to hold the lane, Amar's getting a lot of denies. Shiro, he's taken down. Between the powers, the telekinesis is enough to get him. I mean, they can't fight Amar right now.
Oh my God, Amar.
Sure, he's out of mana, but they can't trade with him with the stacks that he's built up.
How does he always do this?
He's just denying so much from Shiro. Shiro is starting to really lose out on the XP front on this top lane.
13 denies. I mean, that lane positioning
It's going to continue.
miserable.
It's going to be another whole wave that he's able to take away from him.
And the stats definitely paying off.
Yeah.
Those double Wraith Bands, just the early game. It's very Amar. He does this on his Monkey King too. He goes double Wraith Band so that he can trade with these carries. And I mean, nobody else in the world really does this, so I think it catches people quite off guard. He's holding the wave in position too.
Yeah, he's going to be able to deny wave after wave away from Shiro. This is pretty devastating for the AM's early game.
That is quite brutal. They got to get some pulls back to try to reset it. But even a pull isn't going to reset this. He's going to lose every single one of these creeps. Oh, Amar. How
Yeah, this is just going to be super quick. This double Wraith Band and sets is going to be online so fast.
Planet speeding some men. Probably just going to keep, just like the stacks and the movements around for Planet to see if it is going to be effective. Kaori doing similar though. How many stacks is that? It's massive ones on both sides. Even Omar getting some at the ready. I think Kaori has this 2 quad stacks on the bottom side too, you can see. This, holy moly, the stacks are aplenty. I don't think I've ever seen this medium camp with this many units inside of it.
I mean, PSG.LGD, I guess if they join up with the Ember and the Timber, maybe they can take some of these stacks.
Perhaps, but look at Kaori. He's actually solo stealing the stack that Planet's making, or attempted to in the Shadow Demon.
So he's making all these stacks.
He's going to take
in theirs.
This is so smart by Kaori. Look at this. He pops the first 5 stack of poisons. He's got Mango. He's going to get a second stack. He's going to kill all this.
I mean, they've got a lot of focus around mid. 3 heroes sort of looking towards Noob, but they're nowhere near being able to pressure him.
Ooh, and he gets them all. Level 4 Shadow Demon. Very cool play. Planet's going to walk over and be like, what? Must stack.
I mean, yeah, in terms of the economy game, they're going to get hit super hard, PSG.LGD.
That was very, very cool little play. Definitely harder for PSG.LGD to go over to step up, but they even have to TP both heroes to secure this Wisdom Rune. Because the Shadow Demon, if he's versus the Coddle, he'll just be able to disrupt him. So.
And top lane, Shira just can't really come.
He can't walk up there.
Only just hit level 4. Meanwhile, Amar, he's already halfway towards level 6. So this Slark, there's no, you can't put a melee hero up here at all. Even if the Timber comes up, Amar, he'll be ready to fight in with the sort of lead. And Kaori
gets out. No way.
They're bringing so much attention.
And Shiro's, and he's like, get me out of this top lane. He's going for TA 2000.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very needed move if they get away with it. And TA 2000.
He's got one and
he's got Lotus. They're going to be able to turn. Shira's in trouble. He's dead. This is a devastating early game for PSG.LGD. They're getting destroyed
on all fronts. Oh my goodness, Noob. He's done well in the mid matchup. Rotation hits, Slark top net worth, Dusa not even close to dying. Yeah, healing Lotus in 21. TA 2000 just baiting him. And Shiro's feeling lost, it feels like.
I mean, and they're this ahead already, and they have all these stacks to go through with D&D Kaori getting out away from the two supports trying to deal with him. Even New turning over as well to see if he can help back get the kill, but he could not. Kaori escapes. They lose heroes themselves. They lose the big heroes. They lose Shiro turning up to the bottom lane. Shiro's still level 4. And Amar on the other side of the map, he's nearly level 7. He's going to get great timing on the defusal. TA 2000 is also nearly level 7. This is he's got a mountain. He's got multiple mountains to climb. Shiro, if he wants to get back in this game as an anti-mage.
He's gonna have to climb the back of Nothing to Say in particular. Nothing to Say is gonna have his back broken a little bit here. He's got so much weight to carry. He's still having a good game though. He actually took mid tower that entire time that the Pango was rotating, and he does have a Coddle behind him. So Nothing to Say still can get very enabled here, but this AM is gonna have a very, very tough recovery. And the thing about the Slark too is actually good versus the Force, right?
And
if he gets his defusal,
green melee's to punch and the pounce. Nice. The pounce is going to be very annoying.
Yeah. Versus that AM, versus that Ember Spirit in particular.
Nothing to say. Doing his best to push his efforts in and at least interrupt some of this farming area, get some of the creeps himself in the stack.
But yeah, what a start. Lane quest.
Yep.
Playing these lanes seems like to perfection.
I mean, yeah, Mars
is going to hit him.
Gotta be a bit careful, but he's got one charges and Shadow Dance.
They've got NTS though. He's up here.
There we go with the rotation. Goes straight for Corey. Corey's gonna be able to turn with the destruction and hold him back for now. New chasing out Omar, and Noob's here with the turnaround. They lose the Shadow Demon, but Noob, he's got the Rolling Thunder angle onto the two of them. Amar's still going, chasing out the Timber. Neo will get another Timber chain off, but the pounce is up. He closes the gap. The Rolling Thunder catches Neo. As Amar and Noob survive, I mean, nothing to say. He's really doing everything he can, but it seems like it may not be enough as Quest just continue to get more out of these trades.
And the thing is, too, it's like, if Nothing to Say has a good game, he's going to be pretty good versus the Pango and versus the supports and stuff like that, but the Slark, he's good versus him, and the Medusa is good versus him. It's difficult to itemize to deal with this. This is an incredible start. Quest hitting on all cylinders. And yeah, a double defusal is going to be pretty frustrating to play against, even as this Ember Spirit. Yeah, you've got Chakra behind you, but if you're just getting hit by these swashbuckles, if you're just getting hit by this Slark very early with these timings that they're getting, he might just run out of mana in the fights over and over again. He's got it done, Owen. Amar, top of the network. No Midas this time around since he's had a good lane. That's just always impressive, feels like. Hit a bit of a brick wall yesterday versus Gleaming Gladiators, but this morning,
it feels like PSG.LGD, they weren't ready for this.
I mean, Shiro's like, I don't know where to go, guys. It's like, it's a level 9 Medusa. I'm level 5. He can't lane down here. He can't lane mid. He can't lane top. And he can't hit neutrals. It's rough.
It hurts to be this anti-mage right now.
Yeah, he's got to just...
Not fun for Shiro.
He's got to play for like the super safe, easy farm that like comes under towers for him here for the most part. Tons of pressure as Kaori just continue to get stack after stack after stack to boost this Medusa. Medusa's had a good lane, and this Medusa is set up for absolute success with these ridiculous stacks. And Noob, even though he was in this tougher matchup, he's done excellent on a 2-0-3. Only 600 behind. Defusal is pretty much done.
Is under attack.
I mean, see, Amar and Omar, they want to mess around with Nothing to Say.
He's got a defensive remnant down. Omar will take that. He's saying thank you. A 4K lead already.
But for the lineup with with a lot of carries. You know, a Medusa
of
and
carries.
the Slark, both with 6k net worth at 11 minutes in.
And there's a Shadow Demon too to make that Dusa even better. Double defusal done. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for all three cores. I mean, for everybody, the supports too. They just mana pools. They're going to look very small. 12 minutes hit. Gets another one. Shiro is man-avoiding neutrals, by the way, so this is like, that's, I mean, that's, we've seen this, you know, that's the Eternal Envy thing versus like the Rubik's and stuff, so you don't give it away. I mean, it's Link, but it's the best thing you can do to farm. He needs any type of enhancement.
Yeah, and it's also just it's a pretty rubbish level 1, so it's never going to, unlikely to make a difference in a fight. And as you say, Shiro's not going to want to turn up to any fights anytime soon.
Hell no. I don't know who's going to want to turn up the fights for PSG.LGD at this point, besides nothing to say with his Coddle behind him. It is level 3 Chakra, but Quest, they know that they have this big timing here. Double defusals ready. They've got Omar with this Remnant too to get the catch if they want to. Brutal start really for PSG.LGD, and they're going to, the thing that gets to your mind also is that Shiro's probably like, I'm not farming very quick, and TA 2000 is just sitting back doing whatever he pleases.
Shiro.
Well, look at that one
Goes up in the mid, and indeed just one swashbuckling, and he's sad. He's going to feel very sad.
Very sad.
Feels bad. It's not fun for the forward anti-mage. Shiro having a rough time.
It's literally all on nothing to say. It's definitely not a game where an Ember Spirit is going to be able to do the craziest amount of stuff, because even if they're addressing 3 or 4 heroes, it's at TA 2000 just going to be. He might even do like the 1 level per minute when he goes and farms all.
I mean, they're both fuck hard. TA 2000's free farming bottom, Amar's free farming top.
This is brutal. And then there's, how many stacks is this? This is a 6 stack on the Ancients as well too that Omar had prepped from earlier. So in TA 2000, he's going to go over there. And I think this Medusa is actually going to be like level 13 and a half or something like that. This time's going to be crazy.
They're going to try and make moves mid. Should have been getting Omar. Noob, he's got the Rolling Thunder. Anybody else ready to come across and try and help out? Noob,
oh, he wants a rune.
He's going to roll past the entire team and pick up the power rune. Easy illusion rune there for Noob.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go watch the stacks because I don't get to see a
lot of XP,
a 6x ancient stack. That's just too juicy.
So where we're going from like, well, because it's a quarter of the way through level 12.
It's gonna be like 10k net worth.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Take him a little bit of time. LGD,
they can't
contest it.
No, there's no way they can get anywhere close to this.
No, not at this deficit.
TA 2000, man to dunk, can easily tank the Ancients, clear this without any threat to his own life.
Radiant are scanning.
You know what? Nothing's happening anyway.
So you got about over a full level from that.
Actually only 1,000. I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be that much more gold. But either way, he's 13.5. He stacks it again. Stacks the hard camp. The freest Medusa game on the planet. 7,000 gold lead. Free Slark also, who's now got Echo Saber Diffusal level 12. Quest, they're probably keen to fight, but they're probably also we're not forced to fight because we just destroyed these things.
Namar's ready to go.
He wants to go.
Diffusal Echo. He wants to get some of these permanent Agi stacks.
And there's a free one bottom for him.
The team can't do a thing about this one.
Oh boy. Could be a quick one. Oh, maybe it could be it's one that gets stalled out for a long time, but Quest has answered everything here in this early game.
I mean, Quest has been, they've been pretty good at, like, when they do have the Medusa and it has a free game, they've been pretty good at still closing the game stats.
That's true.
25, pre-30 minutes.
I mean, the Butterfly is the Aegis timing and then just go high ground, right? And you're playing an anti-mage Timbersaw draft. Yeah, you have Coddle to kind of spam stuff, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not really the most effective versus Medusa Shadow Demon at that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Taken away, and they took Kaori for it.
Yeah, he's completely on his own.
He doesn't miss every kill.
Same time though, Amar,
He gets him. Okay.
he's able to get him, kill
Alone.
once again.
Unlucky.
He's up to 5,000 energy stacks.
I mean,
He's having the time of his life.
Amar has been, I gotta be honest, a little bit of a changed man this tournament, not offensively tipping or anything like that. I thought for these type of kills, when you're solo killing an AM as an offlane Slark, you might see something like that.
He just feels
like,
bad.
You know what?
You know, he doesn't want to. He doesn't.
That's true.
You know,
Don't fire them up too much.
Far.
Radiant's
Too
bottom
far.
tower
He doesn't
is
want to go
under
too far.
attack.
That's fair.
Dire's Dire's top
Rotation.
tower
I mean,
is under
Hug,
attack.
nothing to say. I feel Brunner's 3. Use Why You Smile on Planet to amp up this Ember Spirit, looking to get some kills. Try to shut down perhaps this Pango a little bit. 5v5's possible though for PSG.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
15 on Dusa, Anti-Mage, level 8. I don't think you get to see a level discrepancy between carries that massive too often in Dota.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Because with the shard, the depth shroud, he can save himself, save his teammates.
He's not at risk
get
of dying. He can play super aggressive.
He's not going to be able to burn enough out. Actually, maybe with the stun of the Rolling Thunder, they can finish off Neo. He's caught in the combo. Another bounce with the Thunder. He's down to low ground. Doesn't matter. Noob with the swashbuckle kills him off. Not
And
this
yes.
day. He's trying to get Corey. Can he get the side of this time? He's going to get caught by the pounce. He's leashed. His
He's
man is burned. He's out.
All right, Amar. You monster.
Dire's middle tower
11,000 gold lead.
Yeah,
EA 2000
this is-
solo sieging the mid tier 2 while they're
Another kill
diving.
to be found here. Planet's
stacks.
gone.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know how much more this game PSG is going to want to endure.
They might, honestly, they might just. I'm sure Shiro's
Dire's
telling you. They may be
bottom
talking
tower
about
has
things, but
fallen.
Shiro's gonna get his Battle
Dire's
Fury and
middle
try to
tower
just kind
is
of some
under
farm and
attack.
stuff like that. But Quest just, they're hunting and there's no one now to give space.
Yeah, they're having the time of their life here out on the main stage here, Quest. This game one.
EA 2000 walks in, he goes, oh, you guys were stacking some Ancients, thank you, I'll take that. More records being broken, I'd imagine. The Butterfly, it's 80 gold away. Manta, Butterfly, level 16 Medusa, 18 minutes in.
You've got an Invis here. No Rolling Thunder, so can't really make any cute play to try and set up on her. Nothing to set up.
LGD has to hug his 4. I feel like Neo, NTS, and Y and Planet can't really move around separately anymore.
I mean, Amar's just on the
Amar's just hunting for Shiro, and he's gonna probably catch him.
Oh no. Uh-oh. That's it. An anti-mage!
Oh my god, I mean, there's been Amar. You see what he did there?
Under attack.
He tried to
Wait.
plop a branch down to break the pounce, Shiro, trying desperately to get away from this
I mean, you
little
can't
fish.
do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
If you get it right,
and
push yourself out of it.
Amar just leading the charge.
And he'll go for another one. Looks for Neo. Neo will manage to get up with the Timber Chain. Do put the ult for this, but Shadow Dance and Stone Gaze. We'll keep a mark. And here's the in with the 3-man Rolling Thunder. They might just type it. They do. GG is called 19 minutes in. I mean, we talk about games where one team doesn't get to play the game, and this is the definite definition of it. PSG.LGD, they didn't get to do anything.
I mean, Pimp Amar for sure. He broke the game. He literally broke Dota in this one. That could be tough to recover from. I mean,
That's what I
Xiao
heard.
he's probably gonna have some words for them afterwards, but he's probably also looking and being like,
Well,
we did our homework and it didn't work.
In a game this quick, I think the team will have some words for Xiao. They'll be like, why did you give us this? We couldn't do anything.
Hey, that definitely could be true. Oh man.
Anyway, if it ends this quick.
5 seconds remaining.
PSG.LGD's turn to ban.
Radiant team ban.
PSG.LGD's turn to ban.
I wrote it down wrong. They both banned Brood on my notes, so that's definitely not how
That's
they
not
banned.
possible. Shoot.
That is not possible, but that doesn't mean I have no idea.
Yeah, there you go. Two Brood Mothers. Close one.
Close one. We do have the Timber Saw banned out by PSG.LGD. They don't want to give it, they don't want to pick it.
I respect that. Like, sometimes you just have to acknowledge the other team understands the hero better than you do.
Yeah.
10
It's not
seconds
a
remaining.
time to showcase, so you just have to eat it and
5
ban it.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, we saw Liquid do the same thing yesterday against Tundra, I believe it was, where they just didn't know what to do to deal with one of their picks, and they just gave up. They're like, we'll just ban it this game. Don't know what to do.
I like how Amar just performs like insanely well under the pressure. Like today is like the most pressure they can get, right? They're like, if they keep wanna, having this hope for the TI, like this is like elimination matches. It's like this is where it gets serious right now. You make mistake, you're out.
Yeah.
And he's been like performing super well, and especially like even yesterday, he was like playing Brood Mother. Even though it was like a horrible Brood Mother game, he was just still like outstandingly performing that game.
As the youngest player in the tournament
10
as well.
seconds remaining.
is?
18.
I feel like straight up, for better or for worse, this guy just doesn't give a shit.
Remaining.
Like, you feel it in his pubs, you feel it in his games, like.
He cares about one thing.
It also
What is
thinks-
that?
Owning.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
saying like he's just vibing. I feel like this guy's in his own universe. Like I'm not saying he doesn't care about winning. He's not trying. I'm saying like
Radiant
there's no
PSG.
extraneous thoughts going on in his head. He's just playing the Dota hero, and that is something to be valued. And it's honestly very difficult to achieve. So I wonder, how did he achieve this Zen at age 18? It doesn't really seem like Zen when you're in a pub with him, but to some extent, being able to just pick whatever and trust yourself
10
to
seconds
vibe on it,
remaining.
whether or not you're in a Monkey King off lane, a Slark off lane,
Siren.
I definitely respect that.
Having that confidence, for sure.
To me, it seems like from the outside, he has like a lot of testosterone going on for him. You know what I'm saying? And he has like this amount of confidence that, not a lot of other players have the same way he does.
10
agree.
seconds
It
remaining.
allows him to play the way he does
PSG
on the edge. And
LGD's
never
turn
really,
to
well,
ban.
very rarely falling on the other side of the edge, that is.
I mean, he does have a history of, like getting somewhat blamed for only having a very small hero pool, right? But I guess the way he tackled that issue is, if I still want to play the heroes I want to play, then I guess
10
I have to be super
seconds
confident.
remaining.
Doesn't matter what matchup I have to deal with, doesn't matter what kind of draft I have to play it in.
5 seconds
I'll just
remaining.
do well. I think that's not a bad approach at all. And if you achieve it, then great, you did it. But otherwise, it's kind of like what other people usually do. Oh, I guess I have to learn a new
Radiant
hero
team
now. But he didn't learn a new hero. He played Brood, and
He kind of did.
yeah.
A few heroes he had it. Like from his time in Enigma, he learned how to play Slark carry, and he translated that knowledge into his offlane right now. And on top of that, he learned how to play Brood Mother, which is kind of nice.
10 seconds
Also,
remaining.
he wasn't playing Doom as much before, right?
He was not. He definitely learned
5
that like
seconds
6 months ago.
remaining.
'cause
There's like
Doom
3
was
new
every
heroes
game.
on top of his usual hero.
Oh, I mean, I don't doubt in like 2 or 3 years from now that he's going to be a very well-rounded player. A lot of these pro players, the reason why they have such in-depth hero pools is I've learned that the way they approach the game is that there's always going to be 3 or 4 heroes that are really strong in your role in a given patch, and they just spam those heroes. Like, they're like, this is the meta, we have to play
10
these heroes
seconds
if we want to
remaining.
win these games. So you give that 5 years,
Yeah.
that's 20 different metas.
5
Suddenly
seconds remaining.
your hero pool is very vast, and you can kind of just call upon
Radiant
your previous
team
knowledge.
back.
It's like, yes, heroes get patched, buffed, nerfed, but at the end of the day, a good Primal Beast game is a good Primal Beast game, right? Yeah.
To me, he's very similar to Queen we talked about, right? Where they choose like their specific pool of heroes, and they improve not like in terms of these heroes, but in terms of like overall general mechanics of the game. And that's what
10
makes them so
seconds
good
remaining.
and so stable, in my view.
And that's what makes PSG.LGD
seconds
ban out
remaining.
all the offlaners. I mean, you kind of, at this point, you have to have a pool of 7 heroes.
Wait. Why did they ban Beastmaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not an Amar hero.
We're still worried about it.
That's kind of.
Is Primal Beast an Omar hero? Oh no, that's for the mid laner. That's for noob.
That's for noob.
Yeah,
Does new play Beastmaster? Do they know something we don't know?
maybe.
Could be.
Maybe.
I
They
mean,
just think
Beastmaster is very good against Naga. Don't
is.
get me wrong, but I feel like this Quest Esports team, they're not gonna go for that.
Radiant
At some
team
point,
pick.
I almost think you have to call their bluff on LGD and just say like, we don't think you can actually play these heroes. We'll just ban what you normally play.
Maybe call their bluff at not a potential elimination game. You know, you can do that in the first game of a series, but not in.
I feel like they didn't call their bluff at all game one in the sense that like I liked LGD's draft
10
when I saw it,
seconds
but
remaining.
Quest Esports picked exactly what they've been picking
That's
the
true.
entire tournament,
5
so they kind of
seconds.
just let them have it.
What if they're just thinking, okay, supports, I need you to win the lanes, I need you to play annoying supports. What heroes do you not want to see? Okay, Beastmaster then.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the thing is
PSG.
Omar is infinitely more
LGD.
likely to play Doom. You just mentioned Doom like a minute ago, Rezo. So they go for the Visage against the Morph, something we've been seeing a lot of. I mean, Morphling doesn't deal well with a lot of shit on the ground. Like he doesn't deal with the Pugna Ward, the Naga illusions, the Visage birds. So I would love to see Quest address that. Like I would
10
even be fine with
seconds
Pango
remaining.
again.
I'm not a big fan of Spirit Breaker pick just because
5
free
seconds remaining.
morphing, and if you don't see the bulldoze, here is not the same. Just don't see the bulldoze, which you don't, which you do have to, not skill because morphing getting that Spirit Breaker morph is actually gonna be super powerful. But I'd rather prefer like something that Liquid did today earlier when they picked Visage and Tiny against morphing, and it looked very, very solid against morph overall.
PSG.LGD.
I think they can't even
Mirana.
like fight this silencer in the lane. I don't think they will be able to touch this Morphling. It's just the silencer is gonna stop their advance.
What's the idea behind this Mirana? They have no setup for Arrow thus far. She's not the best against summons. Like
Yeah.
Starstorm is in theory an AoE nuke,
Radiant
but
team
you
back.
can't really go that close in a game like this. Maybe to kill the Pugna Ward.
So the Pugna Ward maybe build some Eels against the Spirit Breaker.
Some utility out of. Oh yeah, the Yules. You do want a natural Yules builder.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess if they pick a mid laner that they can rotate to,
10 seconds
Mirana will have a
remaining.
purpose in the game. She doesn't mind stacking in the early game too, but they don't really have like the best stack takers.
PSG.LGD's turn to
LGD
ban.
has to ban the Ember.
They ban the
here.
Pango themselves.
Yeah, I think they have to ban the Ember.
Yeah, otherwise you got the nice Ember Morana combo.
Yeah, and also like it's a very good game for the Ember.
Unless they want to pick the Ember themselves.
10
Because they get
seconds
pick out
remaining.
of the ban phase as Quest says overall last.
Yeah, they could do that.
5 seconds remaining.
I think
Nice
LGD would
one.
probably prefer that approach. Feels like there's very few top tier mids right now.
Radiant
Miracles.
team back.
I wouldn't mind seeing Noob on like a off meta hero this game. I know he likes to build his Atos rushing mids.
What is that? Is it Tiny? He still has Snap.
I was thinking something like lane dominator that creates a lot of pressure, something like a
10
DP,
seconds remaining.
like we saw Liquid do that earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure they're gonna go for Snap just because they have
5
no setup
seconds
from this
remaining.
course. They have like no stuns right now. Only Doom with a blink.
PSG.LGD's turn
Do
to
it.
pick.
Radiant
Oh, the
team
Tinker
pick.
ban.
Wind
Ranger at your service.
And instant Wind Ranger pick. We've seen Wind Ranger quite a few times in the last 2 days in the mid lane.
Yeah, we saw Kiyotaka own with it yesterday.
Yeah, I did not own with it today.
It's definitely a hit or miss hero. Very polarizing in
10
regards to the impact that she
seconds
has. It's very similar to Slark last game, where you either occupy a certain part of the map and
5
just nobody can kill
seconds
you because of win
remaining.
run, and then you just solo kill anybody who comes into your wake. But on the other hand, if you fall behind where your damage is lacking, they're no longer afraid of you. So maybe they can't kill you, but you're just kind of stuck running to your base all the time.
I was wrong, by the way. He did own on it this morning. It was the only game that they won.
Oh,
My bad. All right, so what lanes well against Mirana that we would like to see Noob play?
against the Wind Ranger?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Fine.
Yes.
Uh,
Ladies, you know, with
I got you. Bow and arrow, ladies.
bow and arrow ladies.
I mean, in general, any hero that has this... Okay, melee hero is kind of okay, but not in a way against the current Wind Ranger, because she is universal hero and she can buy sets. But
I'd love to see DK here.
yeah, the thing is,
West.
you want to contest the CS. If you're a range hero, you almost always lose to Wind Ranger because her attack power is
Tiny.
really...
Yeah, Tiny.
There we go.
You wanted the Tiny.
Yeah, I love this Quest Esport lineup. I think it's a free morph game. I think it's a free Doom game. I'm not a big fan of Mirana support, but it's their, preferred zone, I would say.
The only setup they have right now is like the Tundra Classic. Tundra used to do it with their supports, but you have the Avalanche toss straight up in the air for the arrow. It is a decent setup because it is a lot of burst if you manage to land it.
The only thing that's going for LGD lineup is that they have a lot of vision mechanics. They have like burst, they have Naga Illusions is going to be like super easy to take good, favorable fights against Quest Esports.
Maybe.
And Quest, in order to push the lanes, they have to show actual heroes to do that. So maybe because of that, LGD will have a better, mid game.
Is this not like a similar recipe to Liquid versus, or not Liquid, excuse me. This was Gaming Gladiators versus Quest yesterday, where they had the Brood, the Terrorblade, and Quest just couldn't really make their moves. So just based on that game, I think this looks a lot better than game one. I mean, that's not much to say there, but...
And the lanes are also stronger for LGD in this time around. So it might be 1-1.
It might be 1-1.
It might be 1-1. Very likely it's going to be 1-1.
So it's about PSG.LGD getting ahead on the lanes. Or should it just not lose the lane?
I think if the lanes go even, that
just even,
it's easier for LGD to play the map than it is for Quest.
That should be manageable. Aurora, you agree?
I mean, the Mirana has the other thing that I think is really, really useful here. You mentioned about the vision game. I think she has this Moonlight and she allows her teammate to just pick a fight where it's advantageous for them because they don't have the better CC, right? But if you have Moonlight, you can kind of like notice where the heroes are off and then reset and then like one hero down because you have a Doom, you have a Tiny. So it's not that, I would say, not that
Prepare
for
for
Quest,
battle.
but yeah, the lanes definitely look stronger on LGD side.
Okay, we're gonna find out what's gonna happen here in game number 2. It's time to head over to ODPixel and follow.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, game 2 here between Quest Esports and PSG.LGD. Fogged.
Yo.
Question is, at the end of the day, is PSG.LGD going to be able to make this one last a bit longer? Because that game 1 was rough.
Yes, this will last longer. There's no way that this one can be faster than that one. This one's going to be a bit more greed, I would say, from both of the sides. Amar's not playing one of these super bullying offlaners. It's a bit of a different style, a little bit more farm, so should have a little bit of a closer one, should have a little bit more of a slowdown. LGD, they should be able to actually get to play.
Middle is missing.
I mean, and because overall, do you prefer PSG.LGD to this match, or do you still kind of like what Quest Esports got away with?
I mean, Quest, they're just magicians of playing like some of these certain matchups and stuff like that, but LGD does have some good stuff going for them there. My worry is the thing of like Rezo, what he was talking about, just this Morphling's game versus the Spirit Breaker, because he can just get this bulldoze constantly, but his lane is tough. Definitely gonna see LGD have a bit more. He'll have to pop that attribute shift right away. Very early aggression, so PSG.LGD trying to make a little bit more of a statement here. They have this Visage to actually slow down this Morphling. I mean, TA 2000 had the freest game ever last game, so
Corey.
this one should be a lot stronger for LGD in the
So if they could try for this kill instead, where's the bashes? Don't even need it. They don't. The right clicks alone. Planet will find first blood.
Oh, and look at this approach, and instantly taking out the range. Okay.
Okay, try and get that creep wave pushed in under the tower.
Cool. Should be an infinitely better time here. Stronger lanes and ways to actually play early. There always can be this difficulty, the anti-mage, when you do open it in the first 2 and make it your carry. Teams can't identify and just shut it down. We saw Quest do exactly that. Let's see how bottom goes. I haven't seen the Spirit Breaker Visage approach versus the Morphling, but the Visage overall we've seen has excellent success versus it. Spirit Breaker, though, is not the same kind of monster as like a Tiny, where he easily just gives you the soul assumption stacks every single more time.
Sorry.
I'm wondering how this mid matchup is going to go too. It doesn't feel like the absolute easiest for Tiny.
No, you are going to get sort of just constantly clicked here by nothing to say.
Hero armor. And the first 2 waves, very nicely set up here for nothing to say. He's got double range creep to extra harass onto Noob. And able to secure some denies. He body blocks him, so prevents Noob from actually getting the last hit in the mid.
And we did, this last game, all things considered, nothing to say. He was trying his hardest.
Yeah.
He played the first few minutes that kind of lasted in the game decently, right? He got his items, he got his timings. It was just way too much for him to do anything about.
He's dealt the crappy hand. There's only so much that he could do with it. So far, TA 2000, not really feeling that. And he actually, it looks like they pulled the lane kind of behind Kaori. Yes, he's going to die for this because he steps up too far, but TA 2000 is getting these last hits, so 8 and 4 on him. A.K.A will be the sacrifice. Are you going to see the same build out of these Visage that we've seen popularized? New's actually changing it a little bit. He's going to go for some early Wraith Bands. But every game I think I've seen, it's just like Wand into Wraith Band, or Wand into Solar Crest. Surprised that he didn't go the Wand, though. This lane definitely spam spells onto you. You want to be able to keep that Soulsome.
So up on the top lane, will we see Amar and Amar be able to put pressure onto Shiro, or is Shiro kind of cool against these two?
He should be fine. I think the Mirana pick is the little bit of the weird one for me. I mean, Omar, he's really good on, like, his 4 position is excellent, but the Mirana overall, not really the easiest hero to apply pressure versus a Pugna. Pugna just outtrades you. Those feel like Shiro. Shiro, nothing to say, gonna have a really, really good time, but K2000's actually just not down here. Man, he's a master classer of the Morphling. He's gonna have some pretty good targets to shift into as the game progresses. Breaker, Wind Ranger, Naga Siren, very, very nice targets.
Oh, shoot so quick.
Mid lane, pretty close, really.
Yeah, actually pretty close.
Noob's doing perfectly fine.
First few waves were a little bit funky because nothing to say got that bit of an advantage onto him, but now he's. But not like he's gonna ever pressure, nothing to say until not in the laning phase. Of course, in the game, Tiny does have a good matchup versus this Wind Ranger potentially. Laning phase, nothing to say.
Yeah, what do you imagine the build will be for Amar this game? Is it going to be sort of like Vanguard still going for the Midas, or something else for Amar?
I would imagine so. I think he's probably still gonna do his own typical. I don't think this is an Aura, man. I don't know. Never really feels like it's an Amar kind of thing. He's got the playmaker from the mid lane too, right? So I think he ideally is gonna go greedy. Noob, he's gonna just go for Blink Dagger and then just constantly run around the map. Noob. To get himself the top rune.
Nuh-uh.
Well, I'm learning Neo's starting to sort of get bullied back by Kaori.
I gotta be honest with you.
He's not really getting any sort of chance of looking at the wave.
I'm a little weirded out that he didn't go for a Wand. He's just getting spammed. The Wand stacks, they've helped quite a lot here, so. A little bit different approach here coming out from Neo. I see K2000 thriving off of it. Literally free farming, 24/10.
No slowdown at all.
No. He's got range drop now too already, so the first 3 minutes actually are usually the toughest for a Morphling versus the Visage kind of lanes. He's been able to do excellent, and they might actually go for a kill here, New.
I mean, they're just trading damage so efficiently in this bottom lane. It's too much for really Planet and Neo to deal with. They're being kept incredibly low.
Maybe it is the effect of also just the Spirit Breaker compared to being that big explosive Tiny kind of thing in the lanes, but yeah, I think I actually don't even know how many spells they span down here, but I'm sure he'd have at least 10 stick charges on.
Has he got any regen coming out? He's just down to the last tango or two here.
But this is a lane that's supposed to put pressure onto the Morphling, and he's just...
Oh yeah, 28 and 14, tier 2000. It's as if there's no heroes against him in this lane almost. He's getting everything he wants.
Nothing to say in Shiro, though, are absolutely free farming in those. I guess it's just going to happen. Sack here for them. Fine, we'll get a courier.
However, we'll do indeed have that bit of a gold lead this time around PSG.LGD, 5 minutes in.
How many of the bounties? I think they got both of the 3-minute bounty runes, right? Yeah. Planet and Why You Smile got those as well, too. Those do add up in the early game. Early rotation coming down. Smile. I feel like he has no purpose up top anymore because it's Vanguard Doom, so maybe trying to apply some pressure on the Morph.
He's going to get aggressive onto Neo, and they'll be able to get him. He's dead. Corey should go down in return, but getting this action that tier 2000 is able to be favorably involved in.
I feel like that should not happen.
Either they have to pause around as well. Right? Why You Smile made the effort to come down here, drops the ward behind the tower, but he's not able to get back across and do anything to save Neo from going down.
I mean, Morphling who's just free farming and then he just gets experience from a kill here. Kaori does get the last hit, but now there's no pressure that's coming onto TA 2000.
Yeah, no, this is definitely one of the rougher sort of laning phases that we've seen Neo have.
Yep.
Just not able to do what you want a Visage to do.
Why is he not going? I really don't get why he's not going the Wand. Oh well, I might have to look away from it. I think every Visage I've seen, it's Wand, triple branch into Crown, and you just go for stats. A different approach. I don't feel like it's paying off.
See Planet. He's trying to see if he can get away with the 7-minute Wisdom Rune steal.
Oh, the neutral creep is hitting him. Omar, did you see it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's going to have to charge Planet, so we'll manage to secure the Wisdom Rune.
A.K.A. looks like he has stepped up to try to steal it and might pay with his life.
Noob, he is heading over to this area, but won't quite be able to get behind any of them here with this. That's by the looks of it. Unless they do themselves try and make a move with TA2000. They'll know now.
He'll just linger around here, though. He knew he stepped up.
I knew he's...
You?
They saw the tiny, right?
I don't know if he did. I think he may have been on the side. I didn't get to see. I toggled a little bit too late. I knew he'll be able to...
They'll know now. Yeah, I knew. The trees. They're really put the look. I mean, you've got Planet and Nothing to Say coming down to this bottom lane. They want to do something about them all. They're going to hold back on the charge. They don't feel they can get in under the tier 1 tower. I mean, sort of similar to some of the movements early in the last game for PSG.LGD. A lot of resources, 4 heroes heading somewhere, but not getting anything done.
Maybe having the setup. They have the arrow, the combo.
They've got the full combo. Is it enough? Not quite. Nothing to Say. He'll be able to head off, and Power Rune is up top.
Oh, it's a good one.
And Nothing to Say. He's not going for it, actually. He's worried about what else could be there. So Noob, he's still going to be able to walk up and grab it for himself. It's a big one, the Haste Rune.
It's like the best rune I feel like you can find on Tiny's. This and DD pretty much in the early game. I mean, those three are always the best. DD, Haste, Arcane runes. But this one I really like on Tiny because you can set up on these lanes. And Amar, he's free farming in the top lane. No pressure on a Morphling. Shiro is free farming.
Yes, the Naga's having a good game. Yeah. So potential here for Shiro as opposed to what happened last game. Nope. To get in with the setup, they have the full combo here. Nothing to Say. He's going to be going down surely.
He just came back.
And he's back out.
Ooh. That's a big kill. Might be able to get another one too, Noob. Has another avalanche in a second.
Tree back up. Got enough damage to take down Planet. He wants to keep pushing in under the tower. We'll get bashed.
Can't quite persist.
So he'll head back to the creep wave, head back to the pressure he's putting onto this tier 1.
Amar, Shiro has to stop sending illusions into the top lane.
I think Amar's
he's just farming them. I think I didn't see how many it was now, but I think I just saw at least 6 to 9 of them just get cleared out from Scorched Earth. We don't feed those over it. What's our number there? Yeah, it's quite a bit. 6 in those last few minutes. It's not the most of a goal, but yeah, either way, it's like you want to be using these to farm, not to do nothing. If you're just feeding your illusions on cooldown, you're not going to be able to get that accelerated net worth that you want versus a Morphling. And again, look at mid.
Nothing to Say. He steps up, he gets caught in the avalanche. The toss is there to follow up as well as the arrow. He's going to tick down low to the curse.
He should be fine.
Still, he's going to have to probably take back to the base again. Yeah.
He just got back out here. Oh boy.
Having the supports hang around like this now, Omar and Kaori, it's causing issues for Nothing to Say. He was having a pretty good start, pretty good lane against Noob, but starting to slow down a bit with this pressure that they're putting on mid.
This is just really big brain stuff, really, from Quest. They're just like the only person who can actually pressure the lanes, and anybody at this point is Nothing to Say, so...
Should get Kaori here.
Should get
straight in with the focus fire. Be able to get a bit of revenge for the pressure the supports of Quest Esports have been applying to him mid.
But Owen, those 5 kills, it's all a KO. So... That doesn't feel that
We've
great.
seen that story before with Quest, right?
Yeah, he's good at dying. He's good at making the space for his cores to get these absolute free side lanes. And it is those free side lanes right now. TA2000 in the Doom, cruising. Kaori. Self on bottom, protect. Might even be able to get planted.
They go straight for him. Easy damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Hurts.
TA2000 is perfectly fine.
He just summoned these.
Are they going to be able to farm them? Nah, TA2000 doesn't try.
Thought he might. Next waveform. That's some insane burst damage.
I mean, we saw, I think Planet was kind of caught by surprise how quickly he went down on the Spirit Breaker.
I like to see the difference of what players do, because sometimes it's like a 0-4-2 build or something like that. So prioritizing putting more points in waveform for just magical burst, because I guess he can get involved a little bit early to get some kills too. Like he can even threaten like Wind Ranger and Naga early on if he does see an opportunity. And they're farming. They're absolutely free farming on Quest. Shiro's still farming, but I feel like it doesn't feel great if it's just him. Multi-floor scaling lineup for Quest to set themselves up. Noob has Blink Dagger. I feel like for Quest, they're going to accelerate things here while they have this Morphling free farming.
Yeah, they've got great heroes to hunt with. Even if it is just Noob and Omar.
Kaori again.
Heroes.
It's like you'll be the one to take it. 6 deaths. And they will be able to get a tower off of this.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But
attack.
2-1 in trouble.
Radiant's bottom tower has
And it's going
fallen.
to hang around the fortification, see if they want to bring anyone over to try and hold this tower. Against the push of the Tiny and the Mirana might be something that they don't want to sign up for right now. PSG.LGD, especially Noob, indeed, will be ready to jump.
They're going to try to set up on top. They're going to need
attack.
probably the 4th hero. Yeah, they're getting the charge coming in.
Dire's
Shut
middle
down
tower
Amar.
has
Their
fallen.
rotations.
The net to set things up. TP's are going to be coming in immediately, but Amar completely surrounded.
Not tanky enough.
Not a chance for him there. They get themselves, outside of the core. He kills finally a big core kill here for PSG.LGD.
Midas is up too. I know you always like to see that.
Feels bad, yeah. 20 seconds of inefficiency.
It was honestly like the bash comes into play massively there. There could be maybe a situation where you stick Lotuses and then it hurricanes himself and see some kind of weird stuff. Probably still dies, but maybe they get some type of trade. So gotta love these bashes.
Down on the bottom half of the map now, nothing to say. He's got Neo and Why You Smile with him. West.
Noob has his blink dagger, so he's gonna look to strike down here. They have a ward set up.
Yeah, they
as
see
well.
all of this.
Oh, this could be a trap.
Can
It's
he
being
use the
set.
Moonlight?
Set a trap on LGD.
They're not going to expect this Moonlight play down here.
Dire
I mean,
are scanning.
Neo's in trouble. The scan does hit onto Noob, so they know that Noob's swinging over. They're
on top of
They
him.
start the action. Corey's going to put the global. See if they can burst through News up to the high ground, but they'll get him. As Noob, he might even be able to set him on a Why You Smile as well. Why You Smile's going to head into the pit, try and aggro Roche. He's looking for the denied to Roche, and gratifies himself. They'll get him as well. Noob swings over, gets the double kill.
Heads up move from Quest.
And they're going to know now they ping that ward, but even so, not a bit of a risky move to make it around this cliff.
Hey, that ward is already worth it, even if it just dies right there. You've just
yeah.
set up TA 2000 and Quest. He has his Lincolns already done pretty much.
Radiant's top
He didn't have
tower
any
is under
difficulties in the
attack.
lane, and now in mid game, this Lincolns is incredible. This game, playing versus charge, you're never going to be usually set up on. Playing versus focus fire, shackle, etc. Very early pickup for TA 2000.
Radiant are scanning.
Does not look easy for PSG.
Bit of a risk here to jump in for the arcane rune. They'll want to punish this.
They finish him off, and
Dire's
TS is
bottom
kiting him.
tower is under
They've
attack.
got him. That's a big kill. Yeah. Noob's taken out, gets punished for the jump forward to grab the arcane rune.
That's his Atos, so nothing to say. Exactly how they want to enable him to be able to get these aggressive plays. And they set up for a tower too here.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Could be
attack.
able to.
Yeah, I think with Noob out for 15
Radiant
seconds,
structures are
Quest, they
fortified.
won't have the resources to put towards mid. Tier 2000 is going to want to keep farming bottom.
It's 10 seconds for the Tiny. Public blasts. Looks like they should be. All right, good hit.
Radiant's middle tower
Space being
has
made for
fallen.
Shiro. Got a TA 2000 problem.
Amar is still farming very, very decently. Only died that once. Outside of that, he's going to be okay. He's just going to try and get this Octarine as soon as he can.
They're just playing it greedy. He pretty much has it done, right? Just needs one more small little component for it. And
Dire's
find a
turret
courier, looks like.
has
Oh, I'll give him an extra bit of money. And that
Oh,
did
that's-
have Cornucopia here on. So,
Well, he's not close to anything like that.
it was
just
close.
yet.
It's always nice to have that bit of health from mana.
Absolutely.
Gem.
Shadows.
You won't get it.
Take us.
Shiro is getting some very, very good farm. Quest.
I mean,
on
they
the
used
Ralph.
the Moonlight, but they should be aware. I mean, this was popped while Samar was still on the wave,
Yeah.
so Shiro should be full retreat.
Stonefall.
Or they see him. See the real one.
Yeah, Shiro's... he's sticking around.
It's a little deep now, though. Omar's trying to get on top of him.
Yeah, heal song.
And they're TPing in to go for a kill here. They've got the charge on Omar.
Looks like they'll settle for just the Mirana. They won't be able to fight more, but they will be able to get something. As Omar,
Nice kill.
left behind.
Give it 10 TS.
And he was trying to see if he could lead in for more, maybe get some control with the familiars. Corey has been split from the rest of the team.
Ooh.
He's going to have to hide and hope that he gets away with his TP. He will. They
He
won't
will.
have eyes on him.
Very good movements in these last 3 minutes or so from PSG.LGD. Getting some very, very necessary.
Well, they're going to see Noob. Wow. Going to step into the watch. He's getting a bit of a nasty surprise. There's a lot of heroes here waiting for him.
Got it again.
He is incredibly dead. Caught in the net, completely surrounded. Bash is coming in. Shiro tried to turn back in to take the kill, but it will end up just going the way of Neo. Still, though, a dead Tiny. It's slowing down the flow that you want to be hitting with this mid Tiny. No Noob at the moment. He's lowest of the cores.
Back-to-back deaths with his blink reveal. You gonna pump up Shiro's mana? Yeah, I was like, Shiro's low. Come on, White. Now gonna start back up the full and continuous push around these towers. getting the ball rolling. Take these towers quick too with the Pugna Visage. Nope. That's 2 times now where he dies, and it's almost immediately that these towers do get taken out.
Yeah, it feels like very quickly this game, if Noob sort of has another move like that where he dies, it's going to be all just sort of on the side lane, the one of the 3, right? Amar and TA2000 to really make the magic happen this game, because this Tiny could start to feel pretty weak if Noob suffers another misplay.
Another catch, ain't nothing to say. I think that's like 3. Oh, raindrop!
It's going to save him.
That was real close. He was about to say, like, he's really accelerating the momentum. His Maelstrom was going to be pretty close if he was able to get that kill too. Still lingering around the top side too. Amar and A.K.A don't want to lose this one yet.
The
Global
wind
backup, of
blows
course.
on
Doom is
many
also ready to go.
faces.
The Octarine, it's not going to feel too bad to throw it out.
I like how they're sticking together here, these 3.
They're going to bring more numbers in. They want to try and take this fight. They will still lose the tower hit the familiars.
TA2000.
Minus him with the charge. See what TA2000 can do. Turn into the Spirit Breaker, go straight over towards Neo. Wait for him towards Why You Smile. Find him hiding around the trees, he will. Take down the Pugna.
It's just 1 kill though.
Neo's going to be able to back off in time, and Planet, he's away with the TP. They get the tower,
Radiant's
they only lose the
middle
support for
tower is
PSG.LGD.
Great disengage. I think as soon as TA2000 turns up, you just have to get the hell out of there. And yeah, a clean disengage as Shiro. Manta Orc gets done. Start getting involved in all these fights too with this team. There's some still really nice rotations, and I'm liking that they're sticking with those 3 heroes on the side of PSG.LGD, the Pugna, the Spirit Breaker, and the Visage to continue applying pressure. Noob shows mid.
Noob trying to farm this dangerous spot of the map. I mean, they're bringing in the backup.
Ooh. They don't see him?
Wait, what?
They ran out. Oh no, no detection. The net ran out.
All right.
The dust in the
Oh,
backpack.
Noob is.
Planet does the face palm and the sorry because the dust in the bags.
Well, Noob, he is, he's going to feel pretty lucky about that one, getting away from that 3-hero attempt in mid. He just walks out of there. Had to keep walking, because Corey's in trouble. Noob will not want to show himself unless he feels strong with TA2000 by his side. He might try to jump back in.
He's thinking about it.
Get away for TA2000, instantly close the gap onto Planet.
They want another one.
The jump forward, get the avalanche. Arrow won't connect. Mar's here. And he's going to have a bit of a nasty surprise with the Doom on the high ground. Neo, he'll still go down as TA2000 cleaning up the kills. Double kill for the Morph.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Noob really pushing the limits there. A third death would have been
like that. That's pretty wild.
A third death would have been pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Like he gets his blink, he gets like a timing in this.
We'll see it again here.
Everything.
I mean, you know what? You can farm this dangerous spot of the map when you know you've got the backup of a Moonlight Shadow, and you know the enemy, they didn't have detection ready to pop.
Tower is under attack.
And you know what actually also saves him probably? The 10% magic resist on the... With all the little things, of course, coming into play there. But yeah, no detection is definitely the bigger thing that saves him. Planet, I don't think we'll see that one happening again.
No, they've got to be prepared.
Gotta have dust.
As we've seen now, Omar, he's been good to go with the Moonlights. Setting up aggressive plays and not hesitating. I mean, if he hesitates a moment longer before pressing it in that mid situation, it'll be a dead Tiny.
Glad we're going to get to see the full... You know, it's a much more even game. We're going to get that full clash of the Naga Siren versus the Morphling.
My patience is rewarded.
Very, 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 very close to being even on the farm.
We're like very, very close to each other. Only 700 apart.
The big factor is going to be that this game, you know, obviously one side Quest, they have Amar on the Doom and TA2000 on the Morph. These 2 heroes are going to scale at a very comparable pace. And on PSG.LGD, the scaling is going to be there for Shiro, but unless Nothing to Say can keep finding kills, keep finding action, he's just not going to be able to farm nearly as quick as these other 3 cores. So could fall very quickly into a position where a lot of it rides on the shoulders of the Naga Siren.
I think most
Quest,
of it
they've got the resources a bit more split.
Yeah, I think most of it is. The good thing, though, I would say, is that the supports on the side of PSG.LGD also scale quite a bit harder, right?
They do, okay.
Like the Spirit Breaker and the Pugna compared to... Like, Silencer's going to be great, but Mirana, it's always a little bit awkward, your itemization. You're going to go for Yules, which is great versus that Spirit Breaker and the Wind Ranger. That's actually probably the best choice for him. But yeah, this Spirit Breaker's getting quite a bit of farm. He's kind of transitioning into a...
They're going to go with a smoke. Straight towards Corey. They'll get the Avalanche to hold them back. Corey does have Global if he wants to pop it. He doesn't need to. They rely on the Moonlight Shadow to separate from PSG.LGD.
They wanted to just get a quick one. They don't want to chase too much further. You will find it. Volkaleipnir, I'll say. Right, they have quite a bit of a timing here on PSG.LGD. I mean, even Shiro getting very close to his heart. They can look to group up together.
Yeah, I think he's going to want to.
Yeah, I think so too.
That timing. Orchid Manta, you can You throw in kills, you can join fights, you can feel pretty unkillable, and you can try and get these tier 2s. Try and make some space as well to open up the map for PSG.LGD to go for the Roshan.
Could look for that Roche really, really soon. Solar Crest plus the Visage, plus the Naga Siren. If they can control the area, looks like that's going to be the call right now for them. Accelerate it a bit. Very fast. Quest, and then they're just going to split up. Get that farm to continue. Hey, this is such a farm-heavy game. You can see Amar, he took the Philosopher's Stone. I mean, it's all about just getting gold and gold and gold on the side of Quest. The Philosopher's Stone, they get at least. They got Alright, PSG.LGD. Aegis on the Wind Ranger. He can actually play a little bit more frontline now at this point, too.
This is good timing for them to play up.
Very good timing.
At this stage, you know, they did the kind of the hint of the creeps. It's only going to fall less and less in their favor. We're already seeing this 2K lead for Quest Esports start to show its head. So PSG.LGD, if they want to slam this down and make sure they continue to maintain control, they've got to push the issue now.
Yep. Got to find something big, get these towers, and Shiro gets even more of the map to control versus this Morphling. Because he's not that far ahead. He is ahead, but only 800 in comparison to the Morphling. Sometimes you do see these Nagas like 3K ahead or something like that to have that big differential, since you do farm that much faster with your illusions. So impressive that TA2000 is keeping it that close. Top, they're set up for Omar. Nobody's here. Noob hasn't found too much of his blink either, but he has kind of stopped looking for plays and farming a bit more. And he is keeping up with nothing to say.
Radiant's bottom tower
Down bottom.
is under attack.
Tower just died of familiar.
Definitely
Radiant's
want to
bottom
continue to
tower
go in
has
for the
fallen.
tier 2s here. I mean, on the mid, Shiro's going to be bringing in the wave. Look to try and just take these towers at a point where Quest are going to be more focused on splitting themselves up on the map and having Amar and TA2000 continue to farm.
Constricting the map is really good if you're forcing them to split up like that too, because you're playing with the Spirit Breaker on PSG.LGD, so that's where you can start to get those pickoffs.
Radiant's
Wind Ranger,
middle
Spirit Breaker,
tower
probably
is
two of the
under
better
attack.
ones at looking for pickoffs on these sides. Lingering in the area here. Scared to go for it. TA2000, it's going to be time for him to fight in about 100 gold. So Aghanims, it's about to be there. He's got the level 18, so level 3 morph with the talent. See the clash of these two cores. What's gonna happen with it? Because Shiro, I think, almost immediately is gonna, maybe he will actually continue for the butterfly, but we'll see, because they're gonna have some Lincolns that need to be purchased versus this Doom and this Morphling. West, I feel like they might smoke here.
PSG.LGD, they're already preparing themselves.
Radiant's middle tower is under
KB
attack.
have quite a bit of timings here coming out for Quest. They have multiple BKBs and this more Ags. And yes,
They get the opening route onto TA2000, but TA2000 is able to put the Manta. Nothing to say, he'll back
Radiant's
away.
middle tower is under attack.
Doesn't want to continue to push into this bit of a
Radiant's middle
surprise that
tower
Quest
has
Esports hit
fallen.
PSG.LGD with. In fact, they just back
They
off
run.
straight away over to their half of the map. They don't want to take this fight.
look at his damage on the Wind Ranger. He actually has 95 damage when he gets morphed. Immediately just has to run. That's with Aegis. You can see that they're like, oh my goodness, yeah, wait a minute, be careful.
One arrow,
Close game.
twice the punch.
Neo's going to show again in the mid.
Try. 20 seconds morph on cooldown. ED on the Wind Ranger.
They still want to try for this push mid. PSG.LGD. I mean,
West is in the area.
they have the Aegis, and Shiro feels strong. New. Gonna try for the jump. We'll get the BKB off, but nothing to say. He's able to focus fire. They take the tiny out.
Deleted. DD rune.
The song's there. They're looking for the setup, trying to get some sort of angle. Let's see if they can focus down the squishies first. They can. Kaori's out. BKB popped by Amar. Blink off as well. So the rest of the three of them will manage to escape. Maybe not. As the root's there, the silence as well. They'll get a third kill out of this PSG.LGD. Now,
Very
push.
nice.
They can bring the wave in down the mid. Maybe see if they can do some damage here to the high ground.
I think
Hero's dead on Quest.
I think Noob thought he was going to be quite a bit tankier there, but the PD on the Wind Ranger just rips right through him. I think Morph still on cooldown.
Radiant
Wasn't able to turn into and steal the stats at that moment. Push is commencing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gonna have big timing here, and they see a Mar bottom. Charge. Might just be able to get him too.
Yeah, they're going to go for the CPs to try and punish this. They know that Mark, BKB, it's on cooldown.
There's the focus fire again.
Back up. There's going to be another catch here for PSG.LGD, starting to really get into action here at this point of the game where they got their core timings. this was the time to bring the fights to Quest Esports, and we're seeing exactly why.
Ain't nothing to say. He is heavy lifting. In these last, 12 minutes or so, I feel like he just keeps getting pickoff after pickoff after pickoff with Planet.
Dire's
We're seeing the
middle tower
itemization
is
at
under
Lincoln's.
attack.
It's going to be done for nothing to say. Planet's also building for it since he's getting some good farm on the Spirit Breaker, so they will have Lincoln's to protect. And Shiro, he's going to go for his own itemization. Almost a butterfly. Showing some struggles here now with Noob. Every single time he jumps for something, it's actually turned on them.
It's been a tough game for him. Not being able to have sort of that jump surprise impact that he'd hoped for.
Nope.
And it only gets harder as the tiny PSG.LGD getting as much farm as they have on their cores. No longer really any target that's a clear jump for Noob. He's going to have to play for sort of crazy high ground defenses, get some sort of deep toss back on one of them.
Which they do have potential for, but it does feel almost necessary at this point. EKA 2000 carried this by himself. Probably looking a little bit harder now, even though the Doom is so farmed. Seeing how much damage NTS dishes out. None of these heroes actually would take.
Shiro, they're going to make a bit of an effort to
He's got buddies.
tease with them. And
Oh, the arrow's actually going to hit him. All of LGD is going to rally around him.
yeah, they're immediately going to group up around Shiro. So
Radiant's middle
they
barracks
won't be
are
able to
under
push and
attack.
chase anything. And at the least, you know, they know Song's on cooldown for a couple of minutes.
Oh, and they're not finding any kills. Oh, I actually can't remember the last time the Quest got a kill. I think it was
Has fallen.
9 minutes ago or something onto Niu. It's just been LGD for quite some time here. Base being given for the Link. Yeah, Lincoln's 1 done. I believe Lincoln's 2 about to be done, and Lincoln's 3 probably soon on the horizon with the pace that this Naga Siren's able to find too.
Yeah,
Quest want to hit before that.
Oh, they do. They want to go before these items, go before the Songs back up.
They have to get some type of clean initiation from Noob with a global follow.
They need a core kill.
Yeah.
Core kill is not going to feel good for them.
Radiant are scanning.
GLHD relatively grouped up. Tricky to get past this tier 2.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not on the high ground anymore. And the tier 2.
They're smoked up themselves, PSG.LGD.
Who are they gonna see? They see Noob for a second. The charge is coming out.
They're going to start focusing towards the tiny. Are Quest able to do anything with this information? That's the question. BKB will come off.
He's gonna get shredded.
Yeah, the focus fire from nothing to say leaves him no chance, and now it's just full retreat for Quest. They can't take a fight without their mid, especially in this deep area of the map. The rest of them, they'll back off.
Great awareness. The disengage, just quick, like little movements like that get you that wraparound perfectly there to find the tiny. Again, that's 4 in a row. It feels like onto Noob. Every focus fire has been successful. Now it's Quest. They were trying to hit and get some type of timing fight before all these Lincolns do come out, but I think that is going to be them, right? At least 2 of them done, almost a third. And a full Hex now on you.
Radiant's bottom tower
Extra forms of
is under
catching up for this
attack.
Morphling. They're just
Radiant
causing more and more
structures
issues for
are
TA 2000. I think they know that this noob Tiny is just having absolutely no game.
Yeah,
It's just the morph that is the issue at all now.
Yeah, and maybe a minor, because Amar's
Maybe.
farm is still very, very good. He's got 3,200 gold. Queuing up the Shiva's guard.
I mean, he hasn't. Oh, they're gonna see that one.
Was indeed on the mid wave.
That is a fresh one. The brand new BKB immediately gets used.
If anything, sort of fortunately for TA 2000, it is around a time where Roshan will potentially respawn. So maybe PSG.LGD don't just go straight to do anything about
Well,
the BKB's on cooldown.
It's a long respawn. But then they could have just rushed if it was fast, right? Then hit our BKB to fight it, buddy.
Yeah, I think PSG, they're not going to rush anything before they've found
Oh no, don't do him like this.
the impact move. Oh,
Well, it happened.
bullying.
That's. We haven't seen it do him either, right? This game.
No, I don't. No.
Nope,
No, it hasn't.
30 minutes.
It's been full farm mode for a month.
Yep.
Which is paying off, you know, literally. It's got a lot of money.
Yep.
It's nearly got a Shiva's guard. They'll actually go for the smoke beforehand.
We're gonna try again.
Because, yeah, they know potential for Roshan to be up. They do not want to let PSG.LGD have this for free.
But they do not have BKB more.
30 seconds. Definitely gonna be a bit awkward if they find themselves in a fight and Tier 2000 hasn't got that backup ready to press.
I feel like they have to catch nothing to say. I feel like that's got to be the initiation. He's doing way too much.
Oh no.
Are scanning.
Oh no.
Well, that's the first doom.
It happens to the best of us. It's, yeah. They're definitely, I mean, they must be feeling the pressure this game.
does
That's
seem
one
like
of those mistakes that you only make if if things are feeling kind of tense.
I mean, nothing has worked out for them in this game with, like, literally, Noob bought Blink Dagger, and the game went downhill after he got the, just because he wasn't able to find.
I think if anything, I think they sort of kind of confused themselves then, right? Because they were smoked and moonlighted. So Amar didn't realize that the smoke hadn't come off him because he was invis as well. So he assumed he was just invis. So he's like, okay, my smoke's dispelled, so this is real.
Justified.
But
anyway,
I mean, that's definitely what happened.
That is definitely what
he was moonlighted and smoked, so he didn't realize that the smoke had not come off him. He's like, I just look like this because I'm still moonlighted. But indeed, the smoke had not come off him.
You know what? Silver lining. Doom's going to be back up almost when Roshan is, I guess. Could potentially still look to take a fight.
Radiant's bottom tower
You know.
has
And at
fallen.
least, at least for TH2000, he'll be able to have a bit of a laugh back.
Yeah.
Because when TH2000 put the BKB in the mid, Amar was like spamming the laughter voice lines. So, you know, TH2000 probably gets a little giggle back and was like, what are you doing?
They're definitely like very close friends. I've actually seen them like hanging out quite a bit here, and I love the way that they definitely give each other shit for problems. It's definitely a team that does that.
Is under attack.
But yeah, they're definitely fortunate that the Roshan was the long respawn. It might actually still have a bit of time to go for another move like that, Quest Esports. Roshan's going to be back up now, of course.
Shiro, he's still deciding. He's just switching between Lincolns and Hex. I think he might feel like the two Lincolns that they already have on the Spirit Breaker and the Wind Ranger might just be enough, and just getting more and more control to just make sure this Morphling doesn't even do anything anyway. Rosh, what's up? The builds just set this one up for free.
Doesn't look like Quest Esports are going to try and make another move out the map in time. Just try and stabilize things around the base, keep mid lane and the top lane pushed out as much as possible. Prepare themselves for the inevitable high ground defense. GLHF coming in now as the Aegis is claimed on Shiro. Nothing to say, we'll grab the cheese.
I'm always just like, it looked like the Wind Ranger was going to take it, but then, yeah, he just snatches it away. Maybe that was the initial.
They've got a charge on Amar, but yeah, they'll stop that. They know that Amar's got backup around. He is a hard kill. BKB, shield guard.
To an extent. If the Wind Ranger's there, definitely not.
I mean, yeah, if nothing to say is here, he's going to kill anyone. Definitely feels like that. There's little things they can do to keep him off of his targets. Yeah, Aghanims for him, just 250 gold away on the Wind Ranger.
So it's just Bracer. Big timing. PSG.LGD with this one. Potentially even, I mean, he doesn't have the slot actually on Shiro for the Hex, so can't actually buy that one. But they've got everything they need. It feels like to still look to dominate these fights. And Noob, he has not progressed at all, really.
Radiant's
BKB
middle
Echo
barracks
Saber,
are
yes,
under
but in
attack.
terms of what this provides him inside of these fights, rough for him. That's tier 2.
Radiant's top tower
I mean, the high
is
ground
under
Wisdom
attack.
Rune in about 30 seconds as well. And my favorite, the Dragon Scale Naga Siren. Probably gonna send multiple illusions all over the place to whittle stuff. Let's lose his stats.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Quest considering a jump.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
The moonlight. Good to be spotted though. He'll be able to get the BKB off. Turns with a quick comment. They try to burn through the Wind Ranger, but nothing to say. He's able to get away, and they're able to reset with this song. But they want to get back in. They might with the Aegis and Cheese. They're still feeling pretty solid, but the Global comes out after the song.
Okay.
Going to make things a bit more awkward for PSG if they want to get back in on this. Planet Attention.
TH2000.
Will get the BKB off. They'll charge across him. He's able to put the man to them, force him back to safety. He's trying to escape this TH2000. They'll probably have to bail. Let the supports die. He's caught.
Jackal.
Get caught. Amar, he'll also get clipped off to the side. He did manage to get the BKB off. He's caught by the chain stuns. Amar's out for 70.
Awkward jump for Quest. PSG.LGD just played cool. Great song again from Shiro. They used a bunch there too. They were trying to go for this fight, but super awkward with the initiation.
They can push the base now, get the damage done. PSG.LGD, they've still got the Aegis and the Cheese. This top ranks is in trouble.
There's no BKB Tiny, there's no BKB Morphling. How do they push them off of this? Maybe trying to find an angle. Weird kind of toss back play, but
Planet Aegis straight in. He's going to charge straight across over Corey's able to step back. Nothing to say. He just goes in and finishes the kill. Don't get caught by this. So this is a pretty decent. Nothing to say. He's going to pay with his life.
oh, that's a huge kill. They can run.
Oh, they get a bit too deep with that one. I mean, to step forward now outside the base, they might be able to get more. They get White. White, you smart. That's the gem on the deck as well.
They're going to look for more.
They certainly are. They're going to keep this chase going, see if they can find Shira's got the song back up.
Great song.
Ooh,
arrow! Oh my god.
Oh, goodness, it did. Fought him, but he'll be able to get away there.
You kind of scared the crap out of me. Oh, that was close.
That
Get out.
Well, and the barracks actually is still taking quite a bit of damage here from the illusions, but they won't quite die. So the melee racks stay alive.
It's expensive buybacks, though.
I'm going
It
to
wasn't
that
Mars.
again. As indeed, very close.
Could have been closer, but very close.
Could have been closer, but it's closer nonetheless.
It still got us off our seats there.
So yeah, melee racks remains live. They do actually use 2 buybacks.
2 buybacks.
Amar and Corey buying back in that sort of situation. Does push back PSG.LGD, keeps the game going here for Quest.
Mar just can't get these Doom connections over and over again. He's unable to versus these the coverage. I mean, Shiro, an excellent performance. Every single one of these songs.
Yeah, Shiro's doing
perfect.
phenomenal. He's, you know, the way that he's pushed him with the team, he's been farming in the early game. Very few mistakes being made. This is Shiro kind of full force here on his Naga Siren 305, perfect farm.
Probably telling Zhao, never pick me, the anti-mage in the first 2 again. Just pick me on the Naga Siren, because this hero, it's risen toward the latter half of this tournament, and it's had really good success and some really good answers, in particular
Radiant's
to the
bottom
Morphling.
barracks are under attack.
Quite indeed the comparison between what he was doing on AM and compared to what he was able to do this game. Very, very different stories here from Shiro.
We get the we have the bounty ruin indicator as well too, if we could get for, because I feel like I've seen them pick up, I want to say a majority. I mean, most of the map control has been on the side of PSG.LGD, but even in the relative early game, around like the first 18 minutes, I was watching Planet and Why You Smile claiming pretty much every single one of these, and that does accrue quite a lot. It's 11k gold lead. They have 7,000 gold.
PSG.LGD want to try and go for another push. Of course, they no longer have that Aegis of cheese, so
Aegis is 10 seconds also, it's sticking out.
yeah, it's going to be gone before the next move.
Quest, it's all TA 2000, right? If they can get that supporting cast to buff them up. I've been clicking around seeing like where the drums and the spirit vessels or the solar crest in particular, because you want to throw everything you can onto TA 2000. They will have a Lotus Orb that's finished up on Omar from earlier.
Oh, we've got the Axon Shiro here.
Axon Shiro, so looking to, I mean, it's this like flank surrounding of these illusions plus this visage that comes in. Raxes continue getting whittled down. No Aghanim's also for this Nerf breaker, or Skelly.
BKBs are no longer going to make Quest Esports feel as safe as they may have before. Lots of ways to mess around with them through that.
Charge is 8 seconds. He can just use it pretty freely to just break these Lincolns, or TA 2000 Lincoln Sphere in particular. West looking to try to catch something out here, but the top
Mar's going to have to head back to deal with that one. Shiro comes out from PSG.LGD. They know that Quest are likely to have been split up by the fact that they've had to go back for that defense.
Shiro did commit for his Aghanims. He's got this net through these BKBs as well.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Might be able to get a catch here, Noob. Big wraparound. Look at nothing to say in Planet. Might find him again. This is a gem on Noob.
Oh, he's going to get caught. He does get the avalanche off, so slows down a bit of the opening damage, but focus fires there. BKB, it's not going to save him. That's indeed gem. It's the deck. Planet's able to grab that one. Corey.
Another one. Oh my goodness. All right, that was way closer than the arrow.
That was close.
That one was 0.1 probably.
Corey gets out, but now without Noob for a minute. Benov does not have buyback. PSG.LGD, a minute until we see when Roshan's back up, so they may just continue to hold the map until that one.
Nothing to say, he's just had it
safe.
Completely out for Noob this game. They just pick off 5 pickoffs, it feels like. 5 times this game, and it feels like it's been the determining factor of why PSG.LGD have just been completely controlling the map.
Yeah, and their 2 supports, as you anticipated, you can see on the goal, they are scaling an absolute treat.
I think it's just continued itemized to now deal with, you know, the Morphling over and over again. Another Lincoln's being queued up even on the Pugna, if he wants to go down that route. Might just be able to go for a Hex also.
TA 2000 is still
big, but
still getting all his items. Sells the treads, picks up his next few items. He's got the completed Silver Edge, the completed Satanic.
Just can't focus fire these targets easily, especially not versus all these summons that are kind of just wrapping around. He doesn't have MKB either. He doesn't have the slots to be able to answer all these problems of the win run. and also this evasion that's coming out from Shiro. What's Amar doing? I mean, it's just farm. Actually queuing up Lucha Travel too. They're just getting whittled down. The Raxes are dropping. Up melee. Yeah, Shiro, he did the, so he was using ninja gear to set up, and then he swaps the dragon skill back into his inventory, just so he can whittle down these Raxes, these illusions, just having that extra little burn effect. It adds up. And Quest is feeling forced to go out, otherwise they're just going to get megaed.
Yeah, and they want to take this fight before PSG.LGD has the freedom to go for Roche.
Also panic on the Morph lane. Will show himself.
Double damage.
Up now on TA 2000.
Moonlight.
Passing in the night. The same with the DD.
He's going to try and stop him. They're going to see if they can burst the win range, and they can't quite.
Song again.
Shiro, he's ready to turn this around. They've caught the three of them. They're getting the familiars in position. Shiro, illusions are out. They'll try to go for tier 2000. Tier 2000 wants the BKB, gets clipped by the charge through from Planet.
LGD's disengaging. They don't want to fight this.
Don't want to. They respect the power of Quest here.
Quest has the vision advantage. They got that ward on the high ground. They saw that pesky Pugna. Even though a beautiful song from Shiro, disengage, BD doesn't want to take the fight around.
Yeah, I mean, sort of surprised they didn't want to. I mean, what is it that they're so scared of from Quest right now that they really respect in that situation, even if they have that song set up?
They didn't get the pick off in particular, right? Like, usually I feel like every single one of these, they just kill Noob right at the start of the fight. This one not, so they're just wanting to play it as safe as possible, wait for this Pugna to come back.
Yeah, I guess they feel they don't need to fight, right?
Probably.
They know they've got the lead, there's no need to take any risks. They can continue this, kind of chip pressure with the illusions down the lanes.
We say again, getting gone on it.
This time, it does connect.
Shield ruined, it's taking him up.
But not going to be enough to survive as Tia tears him apart. They head over towards Planet. I'm starting to see why they didn't want to fight this, Fogters.
He got the dude.
They're getting destroyed. This time, Amar, there's no funny business with the illusions. He finds the real one.
Oh, it took them 25, 30 minutes or something to find this one, but they have swung at least that fight here. They've got a big momentum swing. Braxes, I believe, bottom did drop, mid almost did too. But
mid's nearly gone.
They did get the big
not quite.
pick.
I mean, that's a huge fight. Triple kill for TA 2000. He's closed that gap on Shiro. Roshan's up. They're going to be able to take this as well.
My God, Quest.
We'll see this again. I mean, nothing to say. I guess he felt pretty invincible with the shield run, and he did take a lot of damage.
The wind run was on, but once it wears off,
he just gets completely annihilated by TA 2000, and then just the snowball. Amar, good awareness, heads over towards Shiro, is able to catch him.
Did I see that? Wait, I need to call him up. Does he have? He does, okay. I was like, what broke the Lincolns? He does have the purge. They had thrown the Lincolns onto him from earlier. And another catch, perhaps. Lucha Travel 2, it's on Amar. Looking for another one.
They're probably going to get it. The Shiva's Guard's there. Why you smile? He's up in the high ground, trying to heal up. But he will not survive. Noob and Amar get another.
And they get the Roche in the meantime, and that's the third one too, right? Was it? Yeah, it was. So, Aghanims. Oh my goodness. Give that one to Noob. He's been struggling.
I think so, right? I mean, he's got the Iron Straight. He's picked up the Silver Edge.
Actually,
he's got the Echo Saber.
What do you give it to him? Amar is so farmed.
Oh, Amar would
Amar's is probably a little bit better because then he doesn't have to worry about the Lincolns and stuff. That they might be debating and talking about.
I think you might give it to Amar.
Okay.
I think
but Noob's never going to be able to farm it. Amar's going to be able to farm his. So maybe they're debating about it. We'll see. I think you probably give it to Amar.
And you might be right, regarding the farm
we'll
situation. Yeah,
we'll see.
He's printing money anyway, Amar. But we're seeing that whole lead from PSG.LGD. It slipped away.
It's totally gone.
And
now TA 2000, he does have the Aghanims. Or sorry, the MKB. So he ate his Aghanims. Sure, he doesn't have slot for it right now, but now hits level 25. Careful in these next few moments now.
Yeah, they're going to be shaken up real bad. They situation down bottom.
They still can get the
quite a hit.
Yeah, they still can finish off the Mega Creep still.
Sure.
Watching these illusions.
I mean, they've got to deal with this push coming in on the bottom. Quest.
They have to look to take a fight at some point, LGD, if TA 2000 is going to do this.
They've nearly got that mid-melee Rax with this Dragon Scale push.
I mean, Dragon Scale so cheap.
The Dragon Scale are going to get it now.
The next one will.
So they finish up the melee Rax bottom. They're losing their own Rax here. So they're finishing up melee Rax mid, but they're losing their own Rax here on the bottom lane. Toss back onto Planet. Lincolns will protect it. All right, damage has been done though. Is that bottom set fully taken out?
Holy moly. TA 2000, he's just spending his gold. He's like, I'm critical mass, baby.
He's doing it all. Hasn't died this game. 8-0-5. Despite all the pressure, despite the situations where they've been losing their own barracks, he hasn't taken any unnecessary fight.
still clicking around. Where's the Agnums? Did he just sell it, I guess? I guess that maybe they talked about it and he just...
No, because where's his money?
No, that thing where you consume and then you get the gold back, right?
Yeah, but if he did that, what did he spend the gold on?
MKB.
He already had the MKB.
No, he bought it.
Oh, he had the MKB when he had the Agnim still in his backpack. Yeah. It went some. Is he on someone's courier or something?
No.
Wait, I mean, maybe he did do that then. But yeah, I don't know what he spent his money on. He already had all these items.
Pretty sure he did the thing.
Oh, he's in the base. He's in the base. What are you on about? He's on the floor in the base. Amar's gone back and he's picked.
Wait, what? I checked the base. It wasn't there. Okay,
It was on someone's courier, so it got to, yeah. But no, it's all.
Don't worry about
Amar has been indeed.
I was like,
given the permission to take it.
I was like, I'm so confused right now. All right. Amar.
Radiant's
I was thinking that they might still give it to Noob just because of that marketing, but it's definitely more valuable on him in the moment when he's able to take the fights versus the Lincolns.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's just super massive. He's taken the top net worth, as Amar will be very happy to know. Most farmed in the game right now.
U2000
T2000's contending for that top spot, absolutely, and he didn't need the boost of the
and look at this
Agnim's blessing.
And now T2000's like, I'm gonna be the illusion answer. They're still, it's whittling. It is whittling and whittling and whittling.
I mean, they're making progress towards the mega creeps, whether Quest like it or not. You know, this melee Rax is probably gonna go down.
Probably gonna see this move from the game afterwards too.
The Dragon Scale.
Dragon Scale was buffed in 7.33C just a little bit, but yeah. I mean, I actually wonder. I mean, I'm not going to say. Do we have a stat to see how much afterburn damage on towers? I'm just kidding. It's done a lot.
It really has. 500 HP left in the melee. Rest will look now heal up. But if they get any sort of pressure, any sort of opening, someone's going to get in there and get the mega creeps up for PSG.LGD.
Yeah. And now it's still going to be now after PSG.LGD taking the actual full team fight now at this point that everyone on Quest has got quite a big injection of gold after that last one. So find Amar here, isolated.
Yeah, back up. I mean, Noob's in with the jump. They get the burst on towards Nothing to Say. Nothing to Say is going to start falling pretty quickly as he's dead. They lose the Wind Ranger, and now Quest, they can chase for more. T2000 turns out, quick burst over towards Why You Smile, takes him out. Shiro, go for the song. Has got the TP, so he'll escape. The Bandit managed to walk away.
Rax was getting pushed.
They have the pop modification.
Yeah.
The next time round, I mean, the Megas, they feel inevitable.
They'll find another catch. It's on planet.
And the gems on the ground. They'll be able to grab that for themselves. Now looking to maybe push down a lane. See if they can even force out some of the buybacks from PSG.LGD. Shiro, he's making quick moves down the mid.
That was without a Doom, by the way. He doomed the Lincolns that time around. They didn't need it. They were able to just stick onto Nothing to Say.
Illusions. They're coming for your base. They're coming for your barracks.
K.A.He's like, don't leave it to me.
I think this might be the Megas. Unless someone's able to get down it quick enough.
Nope.
Okay, they'll clear them.
They're quick. The bots too, Amar. He detonates them.
They're living on the edge. Living on the edge here, Quest. But they seem quite firmly rooted on the edge here. As yeah, they're killing the heroes, no problem. They're holding on and they're growing the lead. They're now up a 12k advantage.
Creeps, I don't know if Creeps are going to win you the game this time around, PSG.LGD. You're going to have to try to win a fight here at some point, even after you get these Mega Creeps, because they can fight them. Yeah, they're super prepared for these illusions. Might start seeing some wards be placed a little bit more outside the base too, just to catch when they're coming in. T2000, how's his buyback looking? 600 gold. Everybody in the game has got buyback. The next item for Sheer. I guess it would be that Hex after these bags. Still curious why he did buy that Aghanim in the fights, but I guess it was just for some of these people. Nothing to say. Careful here, Amar. Oops, sees him.
Could get the info to get back in onto this. Yeah, that
gives the info that Amar was charged.
Yeah. Fine mid. Amar. Oh, we go. Where do these builds continue to go? I guess he'll get rid of the Midas, get the refresher. T2000. There's the upgraded pots to look towards next.
Thinking about top. Get it.
Nothing to say he's finally got his BKB.
He's held the gold for quite some time. I guess he really wanted to just maybe have some type of buyback for a play, but yeah, held his gold forever. T2000, I think he spent his gold again. Bots too?
Yeah, bots too. He just brought.
Yep.
He just brought the fully upgraded bots.
He has to answer this. Look at the birds even starting to get set up. Neo wants to get involved with the split push that comes out from the Naga.
I don't have any creeps now because the Quest are doing a really good job of making sure that backdoor protection is consistently there. Looking all the way shoved out.
They want to fight. Shiro They see him. Moves in.
He's in with the BKB. He's able to jump forward, get the catch onto Shiro. Illusions will block the arrow. Noob, it was BKB running out. Nothing to say. He's going to try and temper the focus fire, but Noob gets forced back to safety. He's able to put the silver edge. He's going to be fine.
It's actually all right. Immediately, the Visage Birds and everything start looking for a chance to maybe try to push, but nope, they catch him. West doing a great job here, covering this last little Rax. PSG.LGD definitely very hesitant to actually take any type of straight-up 5v5 engagements. They want to try to look for that next item. But is that next item going to pay off?
Quite a bit of a snipe there, unfortunately, for Corey. Will lose his courier.
That was a full hex, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just a little bit of gold away from the Void Stone, so they'll be put on hold for 2 more, nearly 3 minutes.
Somehow been able to farm quietly. I guess that's just the fact of the Philosopher's Stone in particular on him.
Vanishing wind.
What is the game plan for PSG.LGD? They must be feeling this right now. Like, how do they break out of this position? They're so close to getting the Megas. The majority of this game had the lead, but the last few fights, Quest Esports have been too much for them to deal with.
Fights just look complicated. They look quite difficult. This Noob is quite a force to be reckoned with at this point. And now Planet, he gets spotted.
And he's gone. I mean, they can make these moves with Bots 2 on Amar.
Oh, they have 80 seconds too. There's no buyback actually on the Spirit Breaker. And TA2000's in Spirit Breaker form. So if they find someone on side lanes, they can beat 3 heroes almost instantly there. Almost farm Amar. Nothing with pressure pretty much on the bottom. Rax, they're whittling it. They can't finish it.
They're not quite getting it. They're not quite getting it. I mean, Quest, they're just proven to be too good at turning up in time to defend this.
Hey, I mean,
I don't think these sort of pushes are ever going to get it. I mean, they're going to have to go for something a bit more full on, a bit more heavier if PSG.LGD actually want to force these Megas.
Oh, and this is where Quest thrives. They want a 2-hour game.
53 minutes in there. They're just getting comfortable now.
These are going to be some crazy, maybe 10-on-10 fights that might kick off pretty soon here.
Quest are finding around the vision to get the board down. They are going to have Amar get caught by the initial head.
They're on Shiro.
Honor's out. The Bots 2's coming in from TA2000. They'll take out Why You Smile. Shiro is coming out immediately from Why You Smile. Amar's going to offer the BKB TPI. He's away before this in the net comes in from Shiro. Look at the silence of the TA2000, but he still has the BKB. Shiro keeping his distance.
Nope. He'll find Niu though.
Corey getting chased down by Nothing to Say.
TS might get set on there too. TA2000. What the?
He turns the Wind Rage. He turns into the Wind Rage. He gets the shackle, but the storm's there.
Arrow!
It's going to connect this time. As it catches Nothing to Say. Avalanche from Noob, but he's able to fight on with the BKB. Wave 4-4 for TA2000. They can look to chase down Shiro. Shiro's able to put the illusions, dodge the shackle, so the illusions are out as well. But he's completely surrounded. Shiro's going down as well.
Oh, holy shit, did you see this angle on the shackle? What is that?
Haste.
TA2000.
Yeah, he's in his element here on the morph.
Oh my goodness, these fights just looking ever impossible. They're too tanky. Amar, he finds the real hero. He finds Shiro. The fight said panic quickly from PSG.LGD.
I'll check this out again on the replay.
Oh my, I mean,
move around there. You know, we saw PSG.LGD hesitating. They knew with 2 arrows down, that's already going to be hard. TA2000 turning into the Wind Ranger. Shackle shot against them. Arrow to follow up. No escape for Nothing to Say, and no escape for Shiro. This has got to be rough for PSG.LGD. It felt like they were in a great spot. They took so much from Quest Esports, but they didn't take everything.
they didn't take enough.
And now Quest Esports down the mid.
It was what? It was like literally that one kind of go. It was like 30 minutes almost of LGD dominance in the one fight. It's like a 9-10K swing.
Cheese pass over to TA2000 as well.
They might look to close.
They might get some buybacks.
At least some
coming out.
buybacks.
I mean, they can certainly put the pressure onto the tier 4s. Here they go. The first buyback to come through from Shiro. Rory now having his hex delivered. They'll settle for just the melee Rax mid. Progress to be made here by Quest.
So much damage done. Where's the damage from PSG.LGD? NTS completely has stagnated after having such a good showing in the mid game. As you said, just one fight from Quest. A decisive one around Brosh. And speaking of Brosh, it's back up. The pressure shard.
It's really just sort of been a switch around in terms of impacts from the mid. Nothing to Say having the good opening, the good start, but I think Noob, he went from something like 2, 5, and 3 to now like 5, 5, and 13.
Yeah.
Now these last few jumps, just getting him with the BKB, being able to play around the Song of the Siren and stopping it from being a successful defensive spell for Shiro, it's got them these huge kills.
And you can't not highlight that TA2000 has not died this game. 11-0-8.
And he knows it. He's like, well, I see it as I'm not dying. I might as well treat myself to a rapier. He's doing it up.
He's been spending his gold consistently. Like, he's very
No, I'm not
confident that he
dying.
doesn't have to go for these buybacks until he's, like, after they got that first big fight. The catch? Boom.
They're in
That's
Shiro. Shiro, is there any saving him? There is not. He's completely surrounded. Shiro's out of the game for 2 minutes.
That's without TA2000.
I mean, at this point, it's just falling apart for PSG.LGD. They'll try for Corey. Corey will get chased down onto the high ground. They've got silencer, but they're losing their Wind Ranger. Nothing to say. Taken down. He at least has the luxury of buyback. And why you smile? And Shiro, they do not.
They're even looking to cut off the Spirit Breaker, who is attempting to charge to the mid lane. 90 seconds. No Naga Siren. New. Good luck cutting these waves. Good luck pushing them out with the familiars. They might just run down mid. Not that they're actually drawing on the side lanes. All right, so they may be worried about bottom. So push out top, push out bottom. But 80 seconds, no Naga Siren. When he respawns, Doom's back up. Mar has 10,000 gold.
Look who's back.
TS1000's still ahead of him.
Okay, so they're going down mid. They're shoving the laves with the 2 Boots of Travel heroes. They're buying back on Kaori. They're ending this.
Radiant's
What can they do? 3
has been
versus
killed.
5. I mean, PSG.LGD, they were barely able to do anything. 5 versus 5. 2 heroes down. It's not going to be easy. We've seen nothing to say. Step forward. He's called for the X. The Hex for Corey. They've got the lockdown on and nothing to say. Jump forward. He's out of the game. No buyback for him. Same to be said for Planet. Okay, Planet does have buyback.
But that's it.
They'll tap out. It's over. GG is called. Quest take this game too. I mean, wow.
That was amazing. That really was such an amazing game.
They do it both ways in this series, right? The question
Sure
like,
do.
well, we'll give you a nice quick game, we'll show you complete domination, and then you know what? We'll give you a bit of a late game comeback. 57 minutes.